Okay, Hare Krishna. I think you can hear me now. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Yeah, my name is Radhika, and I will be the speaker for you for the day. And we are entering the most important chapter, chapter 9, right? Is that right?
Yes, chapter 9.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
does anyone know the name of the chapter?
Raja Guhya Yoga.
Raja Vidya, right? So, Vidya means knowledge. Sure, Vidya means knowledge, and Raja Vidya means king of, that. So, just 1 second. I'm just trying to connect. Okay, so I will just give you a quick snapshot of the 18 chapters. The first 6 chapters, you would have read what's called the Karma Yoga. So everything is about reaching Krishna, but the difference is how do you reach Krishna, right? So the first 6 chapters talks about the process of reaching Krishna through karma. Your last 6 chapters, which will be 13 to 18, will be how do you reach Krishna via a concept called the, it's through karma. Sorry, through jnana. So jnana basically means that how, you obtain jnana, and with the help of jnana, you actually will reach bhakti. So the main concept here is bhakti, right? Bhakti is like sandwich, right? If you take a sandwich, the most tasty part is the middle part. So the middle part is what we are lucky that, we're going to study now. And this is called the most confidential knowledge. And as it says, as we are taking you through the lessons, let's understand jointly as to why is it called the most confidential knowledge, why is it secret, why is it called Raja Vidya. All this will be our total, we will be learning a lot, and we are exactly at the mid phase, right? 18 chapters, of which, we are in the 9th chapter. So now quickly, let's start off with prayers. And also, my expectation on the class is like, let's keep it interactive. So there is no teacher, class, students or anything. It's not a classroom session. So we will have it interactive. I'll do the shloka. I would love you all to volunteer and, exactly tell what we are doing, how we are doing and all of that. And you all will do the reading part of it. And wherever questions are there is no right answer or long answer because all of us are learning. So we will all do this together. It's fine. Just 1 second. Yeah. And I'm also sharing the YouTube link here right now. Chitra Mataji, I've already added it to a playlist, but then, last time you all were not able to locate this. So if you can save this and keep, so it will help.
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much, dear. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatamrandasya Jnananjala Chalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaya Tadati Swapadhatikam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopeshu Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpadarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanaan Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Come on, all of you, together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare,
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama, Hare
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. So now we are going to dive to the 9th chapter called the Raja Guhya Yoga. Right? So quick snapshot of the 9th chapter. So 8th chapter, so 7th, 8th, and 9th chapter. So I'm just taking it to the continuity. So 9th chapter is more or less the continuation of the 7th chapter. Now you'll be wondering, where am I going to the 7th chapter and what is the 8th chapter? So 8th chapter, which you read, would have had 28 shlokas, 28 verses, and it answers 8 questions. And where are these 8 questions from? The 8 questions are from the 7th chapter. So 7th chapter, Krishna asks a little technical questions, and those are actually being addressed by Krishna. So otherwise, if you see the continuity is you move from 7th chapter on to 8th, on to 9th, and 8th chapter also has a very important 3 points which are highlighted here. The point is Krishna is giving the solution, right? What is the solution? What is the secret? In the 8th chapter, he's telling Anta Kale Chamam. That means that towards the end, at the final time of death, when you think of me, you will reach me, right? And therefore, what he's telling, Yam Yam Vapi Smaram, whatever you think of, that form is what you will take. And finally, he concludes by saying, Tasmat means therefore, right? So he says, Tasmat Sarveshu Kashleshu, Ma Manushmaran Yutyacha, Mayarpita Mano Buddhir, Mame Vaishesha Asamshayah. Asamshaya means guarantee, without fail, right? Mano Buddhir means put your mind and intelligence on me, right? Anushanam, all the time keep thinking of me. This is what he's telling. So 9th chapter is literally, the 9th, 10th, 11th is a beautiful flow of events. And how does this go? 9th chapter is like a love letter, right? And I always tell this. And 10th chapter is a stretch. This is a summary. And 10th chapter is a detailed love letter. And 11th chapter is visuals. So it will be 11th chapter is my most favorite chapter. And the start of the 11th chapter I would say is in the 9th chapter. So the 9th chapter, let's take a quick summary and you'll understand why all this I'm talking about. So Krishna glorifies knowledge, right? And he's about to reveal this knowledge, which is called the king of education. So it's called the Raj Guhyam, Raja Vidya, which is the best of knowledge. Aishwarya Jnana. So what is Aishwarya Jnana? Aishwarya means what? Opulence, right? So when I always tell about love letter, now I'm going to ask you all the lesson. Okay. Do we have anybody in this forum who's received love letter? So any Mataji or Prabhu? Usually it's only the Prabhus who initiated for this question. So I'll be more than happy if Mataji is also initiate, but I'm totally fine. I just need answers. So what will you normally tell in your first love letter if you're writing it for the first time to the person? Was that a very difficult question? Beyond 10 seconds, if there is silence in the class, I'll
It is not, but I have not written any love letters, Mataji.
No problem, Prabhu. If you have not written also, I'm totally fine. Help us. Since the 48...
I would try to convey my emotions very in a good way.
Correct. Thank you so much. You gave me first point. Emotion, good way. So both. So good way. Can you define good way? Your answer is right. I just want the depth of the answer.
Good way in the sense that the other person understands it very well without any
You're there. I just want that word.
Misconceptions?
Sorry?
Yeah.
Misconceptions?
Thank you so much. So misconceptions, right? So if what you are is what, I think you all nailed it, because what you are is what the other person should feel and think. So what is it you are is your real opulence, right? So I am a so-and-so, son of so-and-so. I have living here, I'm working here, I've studied so much. So because you told misconceptions. So you are not going to stay in a 3-bedroom and tell that I have 10 houses. And you're not going to have one car and say that you're a child of Tata Birla. Is that right? Is my understanding right when you said that you don't want to give a deceptive idea, right? So basically what you're going to tell. So the first letter, you are going to talk about your Aishwarya. Aishwarya means the opulences you carry. And that's exactly what Krishna is also going to do. So the entire Bhagavad Gita is a love letter, and the exact letter is... And this is a letter. Please don't think it's a general letter he's written. It's a letter. It's a personal letter to each one of us. So this is a letter, and this session is a direct communication by Krishna to you, just yourself, right? So it's not a mass class. Go personal. If I was to take your first chapter, I would be telling you that let's go to the war field. So this is like, let's go to a private place and just open the letter and read what he's got it, right? So just get that mood. And also, if you all answer the question so sweetly, like the way you've answered, I would love to give you a small story at the end. But please remind me. If you all are bored of the stories, no problem. So let's try and get into the next one. Different types of worship is something which people have been doing over not just years, but over generations and yugas, right? There are different types of worships, and let's get into it and see what it is. And glories of Krishna, which is nothing but bhakti. When you say glories, what does it mean? You know someone, you appreciate the person, right? So that's a glory. So you are going to do, wow, this person is great, A, B, C, D. So that's the last part of the session. So let's first dive into the first part, and let's see what are Krishna's glory, how he glorifies this knowledge, and what does he talk about the knowledge. Is the screen moving? Just 1 second. Sorry, just yeah. Okay, so before that, can I have some people who would like to read? You'll do that? Okay. So you can just raise your hand. And this 9th chapter, I was just telling Mohandas Prabhu that it is always a very tricky chapter where my PPT all the time fails in the 9th chapter. So let me just go back and open it. So you might have to, besides putting up with me, put up with this issue also of that. So let me know if the system is stuck or something. So now let's. Yeah.
Yeah, able to see a screen.
Able to see? Okay, thank you so much.
Perfect.
Let's start. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Shri Bhagavan Vacha idam tute guyyatamam pravakshami anasuyave jnanam vijnanam sahitam yajnatva mokshase subha. Hare Krishna. Who would like to read?
Myself, Mataji.
Yeah, please go ahead. Hare Krishna.
The Supreme Lord said, "My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most secret wisdom, knowing which you shall be relieved of the miseries of material existence." Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So if you come and tell, I have this problem, what happens most of the time is we just have someone to listen to us, and they give us a lot of free advice, which is pretty much useless. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much. So if somebody is going to give a solution to the problem, perfect, 100% that problem is going to go, how would we feel? 100%. Huh? We will be free.
We'll really surrender to them, Mataji.
Exactly. Thank you so much. So you nailed it. So that's exactly what Krishna is telling to Arjuna. Now, going back to this word called envious, do you recall that this particular statement, which is anasuyave, means envious, and Krishna says, Arjuna, you're great because you're not envious. Now, there were 2 more qualities discussed in chapter 2 for Arjuna as to why Krishna chose Arjuna. So do you all recall what are them? Which are the 2 qualities which he chose?
Because Arjuna was his friend and devotee both.
Absolutely. So Bhakta and Sakhi. So devotee and friend. So that's the reason he quoted for, for actually choosing Arjuna. Now, before I go to the next verse, meanwhile, can you all tell me, do you feel Arjuna is the right candidate, or do you still feel there could be somebody who could be better off Krishna?
He's the exact person, Mataji.
Thank you so much. We may feel that way, but I'm sure there would be somebody else who may feel otherwise. So I'll be very open, because it's just our view, right? So I will tell, I like white color. You may tell you like, white is not a color though, but still, blue or red or whatever. So can you just, is there anybody who feels there's somebody else who could be more appropriate?
Yes,
so,
I think that Karna was very misjudged in Mahabharata. He was very underestimated, and if he would have gotten opportunities like the way the Pandavas got, he could have done a lot of better things.
This is about whom? Karna, right? I didn't hear the name because two of you all spoke. Is that right?
Yeah, Karna.
Because I heard two names, so that's why. Okay, so who are the fan clubs of Karna? Can I have your hand raised? I would put little bit because I used to be that. Okay, Sudarshan Prabhu and Dharani. Is that right? Dharani Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. So just remind me, this will be our topic of story today. So now I'm going into the Hare Krishna. What are the three confidential truths revealed in Bhagavad Gita? This answer I will give you because it's going to be a little tough. So this is what I started. So we have read three levels of realization of God. The first level is a Brahman realization, right? I'm not the body, I am the soul. The second chapter, that's the first level of realization. The second level of realization is a Paramatma, which is the presence of Paramatma in your heart, which is called the more confidential, right? It's a relative term. So superlative degree, relative and superlative, right? So that's coming in. So the 7th and 8th chapter talk about the, the more confidential knowledge, right? About starting of bhakti, devotion. And the most confidential, you already gave the answer, surrender. So that's where you started, right? So we are dasanu dasa. And the most confidential is realizing Krishna is the supreme person and our relationship. And finally, how do we relate and how do we surrender to go there, right? So these are the three things which are spoken in Bhagavad Gita, revealed in Bhagavad Gita. And let's jump to 9.2, Hare Krishna. Raja Vidya Raja Guyam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Pratyaksha Gamamam Dharmyam Susukam Kartum Avyayam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. This knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion. It is everlasting and it is joyfully performed. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Very nice. So he's told it's a king of education. You can tell, how can you tell it's a king of education? Krishna is telling. So if I am teaching, okay, is there any book which you have read in your entire career where any teacher has told this is the best of the books, only if you read this, you will be done? Has it ever happened in your life?
No, Mataji.
Yes, no, Mataji.
So nice. Thank you so much. Very nice, honest class I've got. Yeah, it's never happened for me. They always say, refer this book, refer that book. But it's okay to get marks. This is okay. But then you need to refer this to get the little alpha, right? But Krishna is now giving us just one book. For grades, 2 year, in fact, -0, I would say, because from the womb till the last day, this is the only book you have to be studying for spiritual science. How would you feel? Just like one book you have to do. But do we read that one book? That's $1 million question. So he says that it's a purest knowledge and it gives you direct perception, right? So direct, there is no judgment. Everything is clear and you understand. Religion here refers to dharma. And he says it's everlasting. So if you read today when you're in LKG, it's not that after 10 years, your syllabus changes. The syllabus stays here for 5,000 years and it is joyful. So that is why. So now, why is it called Raja Vidya? Now on to y'all. Why is Bhagavad Gita called Raja Vidya? I already gave the answers, so you can revisit them and tell me.
Maybe because it is passed down through many sages or through many rishis or
Very nice.
rajas.
Yeah, so you're right, Rishi. So Raja Vidya. So Raja Vidya actually means not the source of the person, but it's called the king of education.
King of education, Mataji. That is why it is known as Raj.
Very nice, Babu. Yes, so it's the best of knowledge, it's the best of education, right? So the Vidya is called Raja. So Raja, Maharaja means what? It's a supreme, right? So Raja Vidya means it's the highest education which is given. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Ashraddha dana purusha dharmasyasya parantapa aprapya mam nivartante mrityu samsara vartmani. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Those who are not faithful on the path of devotional service cannot attain me. O conqueror of foes, but return to death and birth and death in this material world. Hare Krishna.
So he says very clearly, somebody just told, to somebody whom we love, we are very honest. So he's just telling that those who are not at all faithful, See, you are telling in relationship, you have to be faithful. So Krishna is also a relationship. And if you are not faithful, what will happen? In the path of devotion service, he will not be able to attain me. So he's telling that you will again come back. So if you're not honest, or if you're not genuine, if you're not faithful, then obviously you'll come. So this is very much applicable, right? So you can't even, you have to be faithful for a friend or a relative, whatever. If you're not faithful, you're gone. So that's the biggest spot. So it's a very tricky one. I just want you to pay attention. Hare Krishna. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagat avyakta murtina matstani sarva bhutani nachaham teshva vastitaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. By me, in my unmanifested form, this entire universe is pervaded. All beings are in me, but I am not in them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. It's a tough one. In fact, I did not understand till I did my level 3 under Namanishta Prabhu, and I thank him deep in my heart for giving me this opportunity to be his backup, which is the most difficult part. And he's one of the excellent people or excellent soul I've ever met. So Namanishta Prabhu is the president. And so when he took class is when I actually understood this verse. So I will try my best to explain this to you. So I, in my unmanifested form, right? So Krishna, unmanifested means he's not come out. It's not visual. So where does he do? So you can't see, he's there in the entire universe, right? Entire universe is Krishna's, you know, right? Everything are, I mean, so we are a part of him. The mobile is a part of him. The house is a part of him. Everything is a part of him. But he's not in them. How does it work? So let me just give you an example of, let's say Apple, Microsoft, right? So there is literally Apple everywhere, right? It is, I'm just giving a very crude example. So it's in US, the company director owner is there. Okay, but I'm also having an Apple phone. So which means that he in a way is in my, he's reached out to me, yes or no?
Yes, Mataji.
Right?
Yes, Mataji.
So, right. So we are a part of him. Now we are part of the company. We're using an Apple product. So we are almost a part of, we can't call ourselves a part of the company, but you can call yourself loyalty client or something. So there's a link to the company. So we are a part of it. Right? May not be shareholders, but some kind of an indirect shareholder of contributing whatever lakh rupee to that company. Right? But I am not in them, but he is not physically present here. He as a person is not come here, but there is a link between me and him. Do you get what I'm trying to tell? So is the king.
To some extent, Mataji.
Yeah, it's very, very difficult. So if you can understand some extent, that means you're very intelligent. Because trust me, in level 1, I did not understand. I just scratched my head. And to be very honest, I didn't understand till level 2. So only now, only I'm still trying to understand this space. So what's happening is that if you take a king, the king is there. And all the people in the kingdom are a part of him, his life, right? So all of them technically report to him or they are a part of the family, but you can't tell that he's physically present everywhere. He's not in them. He's there centrally in one place, but then everything is under his control. Everything is his state. Everything is his country. Even people belong to him, but doesn't mean that he is not literally in them. It's not that he's in the house of everyone. Is that clear for now?
Yes, yes,
Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Is this about his physical existence? I mean, physically he is not there. I mean, it is
you're right.
Actually
physically he is not there. Yeah, you're right. Physically he is not there. So the voice of the Lord is there. Paramatma feature inside is there and all that. He is not there. Yeah, he's not physically.
Still he's a controller. He's controlling.
Exactly. You got it. So he's not like, so even now if you see this particular verse, because if I bring some other verse, it will be contradictory to this for the moment. So right now he is controlling everything. All of us are contained in him, but none of us are controlling him. He's not within us, right? We don't control him. He's not a part of us physically here. We don't control him. So this is the understanding. So if anybody really understood this,
thank you for the explanation. Yeah.
Come on, many of you all said that you all understood little. Now try and put it across for the rest of us.
Yeah, Mataji, you said like you gave a very, maybe you said it's a crude example, but okay, of Apple. So practically we are the stakeholders. If you are using an Apple mobile,
correct.
But you are stakeholders of that company. So similarly, if whether the Lord is physically, we can see him or not, but practically he is there and we are part of it because we are his. Mother, he is the boss, he is the supreme, he is the king. We are his children. We are his devotees. We are a disciple. So practically, we are linked, and somehow we are linked always.
One more analogy.
And even the Lord is sitting in our heart and in the form of Paramatma. So in the beginning, you said Brahm, Paramatma, and Bhagwan. So Paramatma is sitting in our. So that way also we are linked. That's what I feel.
Thank you so much. Perfect, Prabhu. Anand Krishna Prabhu. Very nice understanding. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I was saying one analogy which I think I can relate, like a principal
Sure.
of a school. So he has made all the rules for the proper functioning, but he cannot go to each and every class. So then teachers are there to control the classes and do all the work. But principal, we can say that, yeah, we are under him because whatever rule he will say, we have to be abide by those rules. But I think a kind of, we can relate it to this, like,
no, very nice, bang on example. So I'm taking all these examples for my next class, if I may, if I'm allowed to steal it from you.
Mataji, another very simple. The Prime Minister of the country, Modi ji, he is practically giving, he is controlling the whole. So we are part of him.
Yes, Prabhu,
That's
but I was very scared to take that example because I might probably have, besides the fact it's live streamed, I may also have a very anti-club here. So I wanted to stay out of it.
No, it's not question of anti. I'm not supporting. I'm not. We
are
not debating on that.
I'm not telling you. I'm just telling you that I will form a crowd. So I'm being cautious.
Example can be given.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Whether we support or not, that's a different issue.
True. Thank you so much, Prabhu. So basically we can say like, creator. Yes, Prabhu. That's right, Singha Prabhu. Like everything is a part of him, but he's too divine to be a part of us. As Prabhu also said, he is a part of us, but then, it's a very nice explanation of all that which you all told. Thank you so much. And I'm now moving on to 9.5. Please, one of you all read.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
And yet everything that is created does not rest in me. Behold my mystic opulence. Although I am the maintainer of all living entities, and although I am everywhere, still myself is very source of creation. Hare Krishna.
So what is Krishna? So Krishna is the source of creation and he is the maintainer. He is there everywhere, though not physically present. He is controlling everything and he is the source, right? Ishwaraha Parama Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. That means he is a source for everything, right? So even though he's created everything, it's like the same story's extension I told. Now the king, you said, is physically not present, right? So he's created, but he's not resting in all places. You go into a school, your mother's instruction, you're taking it with you, right? When you go to school, the child is with the mother, physically no, but she knows, okay, I have to go, I have to use sanitizer, currently COVID, I'll open. So literally everything is being carried over by the child, but the mother is not physically next to the child, right? So she's there and not there. So that's a kind of a concept. And 9.6, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Understand that the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests always in the sky. All created beings rest in me. Bhagavad Gita 9.6.
Thank you so much. So he's telling that wind, everything which is there, right? Sky is the closest understanding of no start point, no middle point, no end point. Nobody can tell where it started, where it ended, and where is the middle part. So that's the closest example in the material world to relate to Krishna. So he says, all the beings are resting in me, just like, how you understand the wind which blows everywhere. It's there in the sky, right? But you can't see it. You just feel it. You don't even realize it is there. Like that, everything is resting in Krishna. 9.7.
Hare Krishna. O son of Kunti, at the end of millennium, all material manifestations enter into my nature. And at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again. Bhagavad Gita, verse 9.7. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Did who took class yesterday? Namanishta Prabhu, right? Prabhu had taken class. Is that right? 8th chapter. That's what he told. So did he take you through the Goloka chart?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So Goloka chart. So there is Brahma's age. So can someone tell me what is the lifespan of Brahma?
It's millions of years, Mataji. That's all I know.
Trillions of years, 311 trillion years. So basically, there are three kinds of death, just to keep it simple. One is 100 years of us, right? Basically, we live for 100 years. We don't, but assume that we live for 100 years and we die. So that's the first stage of Brahma. The second stage of, not Brahma, I mean, first stage of death. The second stage during the night of Brahma. So every time during the night of Brahma, Brahma has to sleep. How will he be able to take care of the creation? Therefore, Brahma, everybody, the world, the universe, he told 14 planets are there. Leaving the top 3 planets, the balance 11 planets enter the stomach of Vishnu. You can see here, right? He enters the stomach. And the next thing is the life of Brahma. Upon death, again, all planets, including the top 3, which means total 14 planets enter. So that is what he says at the beginning of the another millennium, right? At the end of the millennium, all material manifestation enter my nature. Enters him at the beginning, right? By my potency, it is created again. So it comes back. So that's the story. So on to 9.8. Yes,
Mataji, please, Mataji, one request. Could you please repeat that? That's a very...
Sure. So basically, Prabhu, we all understand 2 lives are existing here. One is our life, which is 100 years. Another one is Brahma's life, which is 100 years, which is equal to human life calculation, 311 trillion years, approximately. These 2 we are clear. In between, there is night of Brahma. Brahma has to sleep. Do you go to office when you sleep in the night, Prabhu?
No, Mataji.
Same way, Brahma will also not run the material world when he is sleeping. So that is one more time. So there are 3 things. Our death, we know. We are born, we are dying. So that's very clear. We have experienced all that. Second one is when Brahma is sleeping, which is his night. That time, what happens is there are 14 planets. Leaving the top 3 planets, rest of the planets enter the stomach of Vishnu. Because we came from there. Right? That's second. Now the third one is during the death of Brahma, because Brahma anyway has to die. Now your doubt will be what will happen after the death of Brahma? After Brahma dies, there will be one more new Brahma who will come and your new you start. Right? So basically, right? Okay. So then until during then, right, until the next Brahma gets appointed, we will all enter the stomach of Vishnu. That is what it says. Oh, son of Kunti is who son of Kunti?
Arjun.
Yeah, Arjuna. End of the millennium, all material manifested enter my nature, right? Enters him. At the beginning, by my potency, because he is the original creator, so it comes back. That is what it says, right? 9.8. Thank you, Prabhu.
The whole cosmic order is under me. Under my will, it is automatically manifested again and again. And under my will, it is annihilated at the end. Hare Krishna,
right? So he says everything is under the will. Whatever is manifested is also because of me. Whatever is annihilated is also because of me. Hare Krishna. Sorry. Oh, Dhananjaya, all this work cannot bind me. I am ever detached, seated as though neutral. So he says, oh, nothing forces Krishna. You cannot tell, okay, Krishna, Brahma wants to die 10 years early. Close it. No, Brahma wants to state nothing. It's all Krishna's wish, right? And therefore he is detached and he stays neutral. He's not like siding anyone. So now this 9th chapter is lots of contradictions. So we'll see where the other contradictions are going to come. Hare Krishna. Maya dakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagat viparivartate. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. You proceed, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. This material nature is working under my direction, O son of Kunti, and it is producing all moving and unmoving. Mataji, I'm not able to see.
Unmoving. Oh my God. Okay, take it out. Okay. So basically things which are moving and non-moving. Shara, Akshara, right? So Maya, Prakriti, the material nature, it's working only in the direction. So he's telling, oh Kunti, and it is producing everything, whatever which is moving and unmoving is all within his control, in this entire Jagat. So that is what it says. So Krishna is so beautiful, right? So he says that. So Krishna comes under the influence of Maya when he comes into human or not. This is a question for you. So Krishna is come here with the two-handed form as the child of Dash. That's who's child? Yeah. Yeah. So under the influence, so does Maya we are going to read about Maya in length in the 14th chapter. Now, so when he comes, and does he report to Maya or Maya reports to Krishna?
Maya reports to Krishna.
He is not
Maya.
controlled by Maya, Mataji.
Very nice, superb. Very nice understanding. So are you all attending the Bhagavad Gita 18 days for the first time, or you're like already done it?
First time, Mataji.
Okay, bang
First
on.
time,
And this
Mataji.
is my first batch, Mataji. I love it,
First
so I
batch.
keep on attending.
Thank you so much, because you all don't seem to me like the first batch of students. So that's why I asked you this question.
Krishna, please, Mataji.
Yeah, so Maya will report to Krishna. Since you already know, I'm not going to harp on this point. Maya is also the obedient servant of Krishna, and that's what it happens. So 9.11, Avajananti ma muda manushim tanum ashritam baram bhavam ajanando mama bhuta maheshwaram. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Whose derived faith and I descend in the human form. I do not know my transcendental nature and my supreme dominion over all that be.
I can't hear you. A little louder, please.
Fools
Hare
deride
Krishna.
me when I descend in the human form. They do not know my transcendental nature and my supreme dominion over all that be.
Yeah, so when Krishna comes in the two-handed forms, many fools don't understand his transcendental nature. Can you please give me examples of some of the fools, please? Which we are very good at. So there are many, but one or two fools' names.
We ourselves, Mataji.
True, Prabhu, we ourselves, but more than that, will be very nice. Duryodhan, very nice, yes. Duryodhan, classic example, right before him he is there.
Kangs.
Prabhu said we also. Sorry, comes, yeah, comes. All of them are that category. Hare Krishna.
Rukmini's brother.
The whole team. Moga sha moga karmano moga jnana chetasha rakshashim masurim chaiva prakritim mohinim shritaha. Ashurim means ashram. Ashram means what? Like another ashram, right? You take shelter. So rakshashim ashram, if you are going to take the shelter of the rakshasha, what is going to happen? This is what it means. Yeah, please go ahead and shoot.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Those who are thus bewildered are attracted by demonic and atheistic views. In that deluded condition, their hopes for liberation, their fruitive activities, and their culture of knowledge are all defeated.
So obviously, if you're attracted to atheistic or demonic views, your situation is gone. Now I'm going to ask you, what is the difference between an atheist and a demon?
A person who does not believe in God at all, whereas a demon believes in evil things and evil God or something like that.
Yes, very nice. Atheist does not believe in God. Demons believe in atheist gods. Demons also, in negative, but demons also believe in God. Just that they want to become more powerful than God. Your answer is also correct. My answer is also correct. So both are correct. So one is they will not follow the real set of gods, or they may follow the actual gods, but they don't want to follow them to surrender, but they want to follow them to overtake them. Hare Krishna. Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritim ashritah bhajan tananya manaso nyatva bhutadim avyayam. Now second one is ashriyata. Whom are you taking ashrita of? Devim prakritim. So who are they? Mahatmanastu. So whoever are Mahatmas, take care. So do you know the picture? Do you know the person in the picture?
Is one of the Goswamis, Mataji?
Looks like that, but no. So he's called Madhavendra Puri. So Madhavendra Puri is in our one of the Acharyas, even before Goswamis came in our parampara. Just one second, I'll just put the laptop in charge. Table mate. Hare Krishna. So now coming back to so what is happening, O Partha? Those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. So they are fully engaged in devotional service because all the time they will do. So who's this cute blue color boy? This you can guess.
It's Krishna himself.
Krishna.
Absolutely, Krishna. So what happens is he is such an exalted devotee, and he comes and does not mind even starving. He starves. He starves. He will go. It's called Madhukari, where they will go house to house, beg and eat. Now, if he does not get food, he would even starve. He will not even beg. So Krishna comes and he tells Baba, Baba, my mama gave you this pot. Please drink milk. He says, who's your mama? He says, no, anyone who comes to our village, must drink and eat. But please keep the pot safe, he says. So unlike us, the pot safe, we will drink milk and junk the pot. But Madhavendra Puri is a Mahatma, right? So he washes and waits. And he never comes. But that night he comes in the dream and he tells, Baba, Baba, I've been stuck here. Please save me. And there, what happens is he takes him to a particular forest. And next day, Madhavendra Puri takes the help of the villagers, gets to the trough lines, and he sees what's called the, there is this Krishna who is stuck over there. And I will show you the picture of that at the end. I have a PPT on that. So what happens, I will show you. Does anyone know the difference between Mahamaya and Yogamaya?
Mahamaya is something but which we have, or which the soul is surrounded in this material world.
Yeah. Bang on. So Mahamaya is where we are living. Maya. And Yogamaya?
Yogamaya is one who serves Krishna.
Yeah, both of them serve Krishna. Yogamaya is more of the internal potency of Krishna. And it influences us is Mahamaya, influences devotees, pure devotee like Yashoda, Arjuna, they also serve, but they don't know Krishna is God. We also don't know Krishna is God, but the difference is we don't want to know he is God, but they don't want to know because they want to enjoy with Krishna, right? We want to enjoy in place of Krishna. That is the difference. So Mahamaya is Durga Devi who is ruling the material world, and we are under her control. And it helps us to forget Krishna and enjoy ourselves. We want to enjoy ourselves, so it's Mahamaya. Yogamaya also makes them forget Krishna, but they want Krishna to enjoy, and Krishna is the focus there. Like Yashodama wants to forget Krishna because she wants to scold Krishna, feed Krishna, take him like a child, so that Krishna will enjoy. But for us, we want to forget Krishna so that we will eat biryani, we will eat ice cream, we will enjoy, and we will forget Krishna so we can relish ourselves and become mini Krishnas in the house. Did I make that clear?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much. Yeah, someone start reading fast so we can save some time for the story.
O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Bhagavad Gita 9.13. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much. So he says they are all under the protection of my divine nature. So that is a speciality which he's telling that, he is very clearly under the protection. Satatam kirtayanto mam yatantas chadridavritaha namasyantas cha mam bhaktya nityayukta upashate. So he's telling always chanting my glories, endeavoring with great determination, bowing down before me, the great souls perpetually worship me. So they always worship. He's telling that all the time. See, look at the kind of, let me share sound. Look at the kind of fun and joy they have. Imagine their age, right? 70+ and they're just jumping. If you jump, you're dead. This goes on for hours together. Right? So all the time what they do, they chant the glories. They are having strong determination to keep jumping at this age also. Completely bow down and they worship me. 9.16. Yeah.
But it is I who am the ritual, I the sacrifice, the offering to the ancestors, the healing herb, the transcendental chant. I am the butter and the fire and the offering. Bhagavad Gita 9.16.
Yeah, so when we give Pitra, we think it goes to Pitra, that is our forefathers, but actually we are offering to Krishna. So Krishna gets pleased and he will give bonus marks to them. And the herb is him, the butter is him, the fire is him. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Shall I continue, Mataji?
Yeah, please continue.
I am the father of this universe, the mother, the support, and the grandsir. I am the object of knowledge, the purifier, and the syllable Om. I am also the Rig, the Sama, and the Yajur.
He says,
Vedas.
Father, Hare Krishna. I'm the father of this universe. I'm the mother, the support, and the grandsire. So he says, so Krishna is the Aham Bita Pita, right? So he's there. And Om, Omkara, everything starts with Om. We're going to do this Om Tat Sat in detail in the coming chapters. So he is the seed-giving father. 9.7 Pita Hammasya Jagato Mata Data Pitamaha Vedam Pavitram Omkara Riksamaya Jurevacha. So Rik, Yatur, everything is there. Yeah.
I am the goal, the sustainer, the master, the witness, the abode, the refuge, and the most dear friend. I am the creation and the annihilation, the basis of everything, the resting place and the eternal seed. Bhagavad 9.18.
It's very clear, right? He's a sustainer, partner, and he's a witness. How is he a witness?
Since he's the Paramatma inside our heart.
Upadrishte Anumantra. He is basically the Paramatma in our heart. He controls the heat, rain, and drought, and he brings immortality. He is also death, right? To whom is he death personified? Imagine for people like Kamsa, they are so scared because of that. And he says that anyone who study the Veda and drink the Soma juice. Soma juice is not alcohol. Soma drink is a beverage drunk by people in the moon planet and higher planets for the luxury of heavenly pleasures. What he is telling is they indirectly worship me. They take place in the heavenly planet like Indra, right? So if you do a lot of pious, if you do little pious, you go to Pitraloka. If you do a lot of pious, you go to Swarga. So after enjoying heaven, so let's say that you are going to Switzerland for a holiday for 10 days. After 10 days, what will happen? Where will you go?
Come back.
Exactly, same thing. You'll go to heaven and after your credits are over, you will come back. Ananya chintayanto mam ye jana paryupashate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
But those who worship me with devotion, meditating on my transcendental form, to them I carry what they lack and preserve what they have. Hare Krishna.
Amazing verse. Please, love this verse. He's telling that those who worship me, what does he do? He's telling what you don't have, he will give. So many people, like I was a classic example of one thing. I've never done Sanskrit. I cannot read shlokas. It's not that I can read still, but I was horrible, right? So Ananya, I would have read like and yas. This is how I would read. And on my first 18 days class, I won't be able to read not just the English, the shlokas in Sanskrit. I won't be able to read even English. Right? Not that I was short of English, just that I just could not relate to things. It was very difficult for me and all that. So what you lack, Krishna actually gives. And what you already have, he doesn't take, he preserves it. So you actually have a bumper offer. What you have plus bonus of what he's going to give. Hare Krishna.
I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. Bhagavad Gita 19.24.
So he says that he's the only enjoyer, which means he's the Purusha and, and master of all the sacrifices. They say those who do not recognize, right? If he does not recognize, what happens is he ultimately falls down. And he's going to talk about the next verse. What is this menu? Many people ask, who told Krishna likes only this? So this one is a menu card of what Krishna says. Yes.
If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, a flower, a fruit, or water, I will accept it.
Patram pushpam payam toyam yome bhaktya prayashyati tadaham bhakta upa ritam ashnami prayatatmanah. Patram, right? So this is what it is. Leaf, pushpam, flower, and toyam actually, of course, palam you all know is fruit. Tolam not only means water, but it also means tears. If you don't have water, you can at least give him tears of love. He says he will accept. But please remember, oh, Krishna told only one apple, so I will eat everything, but I will give him one apple. That's not what he meant. He meant if you don't have, you give me that, that's fine. Right? So Krishna is not only going to see what you give him, he will also see what you're holding back without giving him. Hare Krishna. Yat karoshi yat ashnasi yajku hosi tadasi yat tattapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. Hare Krishna.
O son of Kunti, all that you do, all that you eat, all that you offer and give away, as well as all austerities that you may perform, should be done as an offering unto me.
So very clearly, whatever you do, whatever you eat, whatever you give away, whatever austerities you do, should be done as an offering to me. So Krishna is saying that. right? So he is telling, whatever you do, please, offer to me. And thankfully, I will not eat the way you people eat. I'm going to eat with my eyes. So your quantity, whatever you offer, is going to be there. Hare Krishna.
In this way, you will be freed from bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. Bhagavad Gita 9.28.
Very nice. So the menu card of Krishna he is given. So we are not aiming in becoming vegetarian or this. So we are actually trying to become Krishnatarian, right? So therefore, everything is given to him first and then we are going to do. Yes.
I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all, but whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him.
Very nicely, you took it from that page to here. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshosti mya priyah yabhajante tu mam bhaktya mahite teshu chapyaham. So what is he telling? So basically he says that I'm not partial to anyone. Okay, now I'm going to ask you, is Krishna partial or not?
According to me, he is partial.
Exactly. Even I used to feel like
Partial.
right? So we feel he's doing something. So basically it's like this. So whom is he partial to? Let's hear from you. Since we have given an allegation against Krishna that he's partial, we should also give him an answer. Whom is he partial?
Devotee, his devotee, his disciple.
Yeah. So mom has two kids, okay? And one kid tells, Mama, you got food for me, Baba, Baba eating. Another kid says, Mama, you got food for me. I want you to eat first. And the child feeds the mom and then eats. Same with Papa, you got food for me. I want you to eat. Right? Now the father or the mother, are they dependent on the child to feed?
No.
No.
No, Mataji.
Yeah, they will give the food equally for both, but won't there be a slight difference in their view for both?
Yes, Mataji.
Why?
Love.
Could be. Could be, Mataji.
Partial. Parents are partial. Correct, no?
Yes,
One child. Huh?
Yes.
So basically,
No.
it's not the parents. Huh?
No.
Thank you, bro. One person. It's not that the parents are partial, but the situation, the other child puts the parent will make them give a feeling they're partial. So they're anyway going to feed both the child. Imagine the other child not even eating and trying to dump all the food for the parent. The parent wants that extra mile. For the other child, automatically the child is eating. Right? So they should not worry. So here, if somebody is taking care of themselves, Krishna says, okay, you take care of yourself. What's the deal? But for somebody who's not even taking care and totally Krishna's responsibility, oh my God, this child is not even worried about himself. So I have to pull up the scale. So therefore, he appears to be partial, and to whom? To the devotees, because they are totally dependent. Api se sudura charo bhajante mama ninyabhak shaturevam samantavya samyavya vasito hi saha. Hare Krishna.
Even if one commits the most abnormal actions, if he is engaged in devotional service, he is to be considered saintly because he is properly situated.
Very important for all of us, right? So we've all entered devotional service now, and if we feel that some fellow is doing something weird, right? Sometimes it's very nice, but he is going and having a cigarette. So we should not worry. Krishna will worry because he is already in devotional service. He's probably one half. It's not advisable, but then one half he is doing. We should not judge. Krishna will bring him back. Does anyone know the two heroes in this picture?
Jadai Madai?
God, heroes, God Nitai.
Gaurav Nitai, very nice.
Krishna Bal.
Gauranga and Nitai. Krishna, Jagai and Magai. So who are they? They are very abominable souls. Nobody will go near him. And when Nityananda tried to tell him then to tell Hare Krishna, he broke his head. He's bleeding and Chaitanya Prabhu cannot tolerate it. He just comes like a white fire. He will tolerate anything against him, but he can't tolerate against Nityananda, who allies is strong devotee, number one expansion. So what if a person does a lot of sinful activities, thinking that the holy name, he can come and chant Hare Krishna, and it will be fine. Is that okay?
No.
Right? A friend of mine who said that she goes to the church and she will go for a confession box. And then I didn't know this until recent that they pay a fine. And then I said, what will happen? She said, no problem. Always there are Sundays, always there are confession boxes. It's not the purpose of the confession box, right? Atonement is for you not to repeat. But this was our mindset, and most of us have that. So anyway, we are chanting, we can do 4 mistakes, we can do 100 issues. Go back and do chanting extra 2 rounds, so we will get wiped off. No. If we make a mistake and we chant, we will be forgiven. But if we make a mistake thinking we are chanting, then there is no excuse. Hare Krishna. Ipram bhavati dharmatma sasvachatim nigachati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Hare Krishna.
He becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes.
So he says that he becomes righteous and attains lasting peace. So he is there and he has so much of peace, and he's telling, declare boldly that my kid, that is my devotee, will never perish. That's what it is. So he says, immediately he will come back. If he falls, and this is what it is. 9.34 is a repetition. It will get repeated again in the 18th chapter. So very, very important. Manmana bhava mat bhakto mam yanti mam namashkuru mame vaishyate yuktvaivam atmana mat parayanaha.
Engage your mind always in thinking of me. Offer obeisances and worship me. Being completely absorbed in me, surely you will come to me. Hare Krishna.
Very beautiful. Now he will repeat this in the 18th chapter. It says, Manmana bhava mat bhakto madhyanti mam namaskuru mame vaishyasya satyante pratijane priyosime. Almost same. The only difference is he says that such a person will become very dear to me. He becomes even more personal by the time you reach 18th chapter. Right? Because you are becoming a devotee. So you ask, what is the partiality? You will see the same shloka getting repeated. Similar shloka where, he gets into the love mode in the 18th chapter. So stay tuned and please remember me when you hear this. Okay? Hare Krishna. I need one answer. Yes, Mataji, at least for the sake of thank you.
Yes,
and Mataji, you said that we were giving example that we can go in Christianity, we can go for atonement. Okay. But here,
no, not Christianity. Everywhere we can go. But I just gave that example of what she told is a wrong understanding of the actual concept.
Yes, because that is the things what you are talking, that if you do some continuously we are repeating that mistake, and we say that we'll do the chanting. That is, if I'm correct, that is one of our nama prad also, if I'm correct.
Absolutely. It is very much there. It says that chanting on the basis of committing a mistake on the basis of chanting is very much one of the 10 offenses. Hare Krishna. Yes, I will repeat 9.11. I will do that after I finish the story. So Krishna first glorifies the knowledge and he calls it as Raja Vidya. Raja Vidya Raja Guyam Pavitramidam Uttamam Pratyaksha Bhagamam. Right? So Dharmam. Right? So it says that it's one of the greatest, excellent books. So you just have to hold on to this. Aishwarya Jnana. Obviously, currently what he will tell, he's just starting the love letter. So you all told, so he's very honest. This is my quality, this is my thing, this is a relationship. So he's just giving you a data. Different types of worshipper, like what you worship, what we are doing. We'll go back to 9.11. And what is the glory of bhakti? So bhakti and you surrender is what Krishna is telling is going to take you to the highest level. So that's the speciality where Krishna is talking about. So with this, I will end this chapter. Vancha kalpa darubhyuscha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanabhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah ananta koti vaishnava jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So this one, Avajananti Mamuda Manushim Hare Krishna Tanum Ashritam Param Brahma Ajananto Mama Bhuta Maheshwaram. So the 11th verse talks about many people when they see Krishna, Krishna comes in the two-handed form, right? So people do not understand he's great. If you see the 10th chapter which is going to come, Arjuna will tell, even though he gets to know Krishna as a friend, he will tell Param Brahma Parandama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Ajidevam Aham Vyum. Right? So basically, Param Brahma, you're the Param Brahma. Parandama, your place is the best. Okay, so Pavitram, you're so Pavitram. Shashvatam, Purusham Shashvatam, you're permanent husband, which means permanent enjoyer. Divyam, you're very transcendental, right? Adi Deva means first God, right? Ajam Vipul. So everything is you, is what he's telling. However, fools won't know. We had Kamsa and Duryodhan who were a part of that, but he never knew that quality, right? So he says that people, when they have two-handed form, do not understand me, my nature. So this is what is the doubt. With this, the chapter is over. So if anybody feels it's late, you can leave, because I'm just going to take questions and then tell the story. Hare Krishna. Is there anything else?
Mataji, you said that you are going to show a PPT also, Mataji.
Yes, thank you so much. So are you all done with this? So I will show you the PPT.
Yes, Mataji.
Sure. So I'm going to stop. Hare Krishna. So I'm going to show you the PPT of Madhavendra Puri, and prior to that, maybe let me start off the story while I'm going to search the PPT. So the story of whatever you all were talking about is Karna. So let's go back to the story of Draupadi. All of you all are aware. So I'm going to make the long story short of Draupadi being abused in the crowd, right? Anyone feels it's okay? It's right way of handling Draupadi? Do we have takers on this?
No, Mataji, it's wrong.
So, given a chance, would you like to go and save her? Given a chance.
Yes.
Of course, Mataji.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes,
Yes.
Mataji.
Yeah. So there was one more person like us in Duryodhan's life, in his family, who wanted to save her. There are a lot of people who wanted to save her. So tell me, who are all people in Duryodhan's side who wanted to save her?
Vidurji.
Vikarna.
Very nice. Vidurji, but Vidurji was not, Vidurji, Vikarna. Very nice. Who told Vikarna?
Me, Mataji. Linit
Very nice.
Reddy.
So I'm going to talk. Thank you so much, Prabhu. I'm going to talk about Vikarna, the superhero whose life and story remains untouched except for one time in Bhagavad Gita. So that brought my curiosity as to who is this character I've not heard. I'm so glad you know. But can we have more characters to come? And that's a story I'm going to talk about. Is there anybody else you may feel did not like this
Even
kind?
Mataji, when you said that someone else also wanted to help, even Bhishma wanted to help, but he
Absolutely, you're right. That's all I wanted to know. Bhishma also wanted to help. You're right.
Wanted to help. Even Dronacharya, they all wanted to help.
Exactly.
But
I want that. I want that answer only. I want that answer. So
Even
Dronacharya,
Pandavas could help.
Pandavas,
They had
exactly.
that
I want
power.
all those answers. I'm taking positive feedbacks, right? So many of them are wanting to help. Were they successful? No. In that midst, there was one person who was almost successful, and that hero is Vikarna, who is none other than Duryodhan's brother. In the midst of the thorn, there was a beautiful rose, we say. No, that beautiful rose was Vikarna. And the story goes like this, where Vikarna says that 100% he gets up and he talks a word from Shastra. Every literature, every script is from Shastra. So you cannot concoct. So he says there are 4 times or 4 situations where you can pull back a particular issue. Example, when there is a Kshatriya, when he goes for a war, and if an enemy surrenders, he can stop and he need not kill. And he can choose to return the kingdom. That's his choice. Nobody will think back. Situation 1. Situation 2 is when he is going for hunting. He goes for hunting. He can change his mind and decide not to kill the animal. It's his choice. Situation 2. Situation 3 is when he is drinking and, playing or something. That becomes null and void if he decides not to. Because he says, okay, we're all drunk. It's just fun. We're not going to take it seriously. That's 3rd. 4th is lady. So a Kshatriya wages war, brings a girl or plans to bring a girl. If she happens to be a daughter or wife or girl, it's his choice. He can either marry, or he may decide to get her married, or he may not want to force her into marrying him. Nobody will feel bad. They will not tell, "Arey, what a king, yaar, so he is waste." No, they respect that. So all 4 situations, a Kshatriya will not lose respect. And Vikarna explains, please note, Vikarna is not Karna. Vikarna is Duryodhan's brother. He tells all 4 situations are there. Now, a game is very similar to what's happening, because gambling is not something which Yudhishthira loved to play. He, in fact, hardly knew. It is a rule that if somebody challenges a Kshatriya for a game or a war, he can't refuse. So Yudhishthira had to play that game, 1. Second issue is that he had to not only play the game, but he also, they were all drinking. Rule 2 is there. And number 3 is women. There's a lady. So if somebody says, okay, Pandavas, I don't want Draupadi. Nobody is going to tell, hey, you are waste. You asked her and you gave. Nothing is going to happen. Everybody smiled, except Duryodhan, whose face was like, oh my God. Everybody, even Bhishma was like, we could not speak, but there's one soul who's speaking Shastras. And Duryodhan was like, oh my God, my brother is like literally, against me, and all Pandavas felt great. And there was one in this crowd who objected and gave a counter to this. Can anyone guess who's that?
Karna.
Exactly. The superhero, whomever we are thinking. Is he really a hero is what I started thinking when I knew the story of Karna. And there were more stories about Karna, one story I will tell now is who's Karna. So Karna is none but he came as, 1,000 he had, many years back. Krishna appeared as Narayan and Arjuna as Nara. Narayan were twins and they were born, and Karna was a demon with 1,000 kavashas, right? Sahasra Kavasha was his name. And each of them used to meditate for many years and kill one kavasha. And kill means remove one kavasha. One more will come. Another guy will go and meditate and remove one kavasha. Like this they did for 999 years. And finally when he went and last kavasha, he runs into the sun. So that's how Karna becomes a child of sun, because sun protects him. And he was a demon. And now Karna raises, and obviously Karna is very learned, more than Vikarna. We all know that. And Karna raises his hand and says, no, this is wrong. This is wrong, whatever you're telling, because whatever you're saying is true for a daughter or a wife or a princess, right? That's what his daughter. So he says, what do you call a girl who, yes, Seema, you're right. Many times true, but particularly now, he says, what do you call a girl who has many husbands? What do you call? So everybody looks glaring, and Duryodhan says, yeah, you call her a prostitute. So he says, this rule doesn't apply to a prostitute, because that's what you all know Draupadi is. But please understand, Draupadi was considered as a queen of, by everybody. Krishna, not just Krishna, but Bhima, Bhishma, forget the Pandavas, Bhishma, Dronacharya, Acharya. So what more you need when your Acharya is telling this is right? But that is exactly what happened. And that was a story of insult for Draupadi, where nobody could counter what Karna told. Now, two more reasons why Karna cannot be the thing. Even if Karna was perfect, I would want to ask you one question. Whom would you tell your most confidential thing to? Somebody you think is the best, or someone who's your close friend?
Someone who is close friend.
Why, Mataji? Somebody can be better than your close friend, no? Can't you go tell him rather than telling your close friend? Is your close friend the person in the world?
Trustworthy.
Thank you, Prabhu. Trustworthy. Same thing, same rule. For you, one rule. For us, one rule. And for Krishna, one rule. Krishna has to tell the best of guys, but we will tell the best of for him. Arjuna is the closest. Right? So naturally, he will tell the person whom he feels is closest, right? Simple logic. Now, I want to ask this question back. Do you still feel Karna is a great candidate for this?
No, Mataji.
Anybody? I mean, you still can, but I'm just asking. Hare Krishna. No, because what you said is Mahabharatam has promoted so much of story that we start feeling very sad and bad for things which actually we should not be feeling bad. And we start feeling rude and crude, because if you see the first chapter, the hero of the first chapter is Arjuna, and we feel Arjuna is right. First chapter, I thought, oh, I love Arjuna. He's the greatest soul. He's compassionate. What's wrong with Krishna? Why is he scolding him? Right? Why is Krishna telling Kasmalamidam? Why is he scolding Arjuna? Why is he abusing him? He's so sweet. You felt like that? I felt like that. Any of them supporting? Any of you all supporting me? Nobody? Nobody felt Arjuna was good?
Agree, Mataji. When you
Thank
read
you, Prabhu.
in the
You are the
first
only one
time,
who's agreeing with me, Prabhu.
when first time when you read Bhagavad Gita, you get this feeling, yes, that he doesn't want to fight. He is very soft-hearted. Why somebody is forcing him? Exactly.
But pushed yourself in the Pakistan war, you've got your family, your entire relatives behind you, and depending on what then you are you are just dependent on one friend who goes at the border and says, hey, I decided not to fight Pakistan. I'm feeling bad. They may shoot. Doesn't matter. Yeah, let us die. Let Pakistan shoot. Kya milega? It's okay, na? I don't want to shoot. How will you feel? Bloody idiot. Take the thing and fight. That's what you would tell. Yes, sir. That's exactly. Forget about fight. Just imagine your friend comes to the exam hall and goes to the hall and says, I don't feel like writing exam. So what you will tell? Hey, just go write. Right? Shut up first. Go write. This is all words come out of it. Same thing only Arjuna did. When Arjuna did, Krishna got angry. Right? Rather, not really angry, but trying to prove. So that is exact classic example of the story. So with this, I would end the story and start another very small story very quickly. Did you enjoy the story? This is
Yes,
one
Mataji.
favorite.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah. So if I get a chance to
Yes,
come
Mataji.
to the next class, if at all I do, remind me, I have a very romantic story, love story of Arjuna and Subhadra. I know most of you will know, but I would like to share that with you all. So let's see how much of what I know you know and how much of what you know I know. Is that fine?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
You'll have to remind me. So this is a half story which I told, and this is a PPT which I was telling you. So he comes in the dream and he takes and just gets disappeared in the bushes, and he goes with the village people and digs. And what happens is this picture was already there, but I wanted to wait for this presentation. And this particular Lord is called the Lord Gopala. That small boy is this Gopala, very cutely bent, and this was literally buried. And this was during Mughal time, so people had to hide and all that. So he got buried. And that's what he was telling, it's poking me, it's so hot, I'm sultry. And he extravated it, and they did Annakut ceremony, which means supplying food, which almost happened for 3 years. Not one day, 3 years, neighboring villages, everybody joined, and they were supplying so much of food and all that. And Madhavendra Puri became the head of priest. And there's a part 2 continuation of this. When I come back again, I will tell you that story and this story, right? Until then, I'm going to sign off. Hare Krishna, everybody. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. And thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Interactive.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you so much for your wonderful class,
for
Mataji.
interactive session.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
We all would like to chant Hare Krishna for you 3 times, Mataji. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram.
Thank you so much.
Vangshat
These prayers are
Kapsat
very, very
Kapasudeva
important.
Vaishnava.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, and thanks for initiating. And it's a joint journey. Let's meet again. Even otherwise, we'll meet again. So you will anyway come to level 2, level 3, level 4. Again, you may see me some part of life, even if not in the 18 days. And thank you so much. Prayers at this point in time is very, very important for all of us, especially me. And thank you so much. And I will see you again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Dandavat Pranam, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. And thank you so much, Mohandas Prabhu. And thank you so much, Chitra Mataji. Chitra Mataji is not able to find the Prabhu's link. So I've added this link into Bhagavatam class. So can you please remove that and add it to the right playlist? Will you be able to do that?